Let's begin by standing at the far end of your mat and take both arms up to the ceiling as you inhale. And then on the exhale, let your arms circle around and down. We're going to do that a couple of times, taking the time to find the full extent of your breath. Breathing in as you rise. Breathing out as you circle. Let's have two more like that. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one. And clasp your hands behind you and pull back into a pec stretch. Hold the stretch. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. And then your arms are going to settle by your sides. You'll take another inhale. And on the exhale, we'll do our first roll down. All the way down as far as you feel comfortable. It's okay for your knees to bend a little bit. Make it feel like everything falls out the top of your head. And then from the pelvis, we roll all the way back up. Your head is the last thing. Come up. Let's take both arms up to the ceiling again. This time, grab onto your left wrist, lift it a bit higher, and then side bend. It's a small movement, just part of the warm-up. You're not going too far into the side bend. It's mainly about creating lift in the side of your waist. Small side bend, the other side, back to the center, circle around, your arms are back by your sides again. You take an inhale, and then we exhale, and we're back into our second roll down. Let everything fall out the top of your head. The knees are allowed to soften, that's okay. The tailbone can tuck under to get more stretch. And then we're going to roll all the way back up to standing. Pelvis leading, low tummy lifting, shoulders broadening. Both arms go up again. And a circle around and down. Take a breath in. Here's your last roll down. Chin to chest, round your spine. I'm going to stay down a little bit longer this time. Let your knees bend quite a bit more than before. And then push them straight. Lift the sit bones to the ceiling. Bend your knees and soften. Tuck your tailbone under. Push your feet to the mat. Lift your sit bones and straighten. Bend your knees and soften. Push your feet and straighten. One more like this. Bend your knees and soften. Tuck the tailbone under. And then push your feet. Lift the sit bones and straighten. Then from here, all the way down to the mat into 4-point kneeling. Knees underneath your hips. Wrists underneath your shoulders. Push into the floor to lift your breastbone. Cat stretch. Tailbone under, head tucks in. Form the shape and hold. Let yourself come back through into flat back. And then we do that again. Hands push the ground, knees push the ground. Low back bones lift up into the skin. I'm talking into my t-shirt today. It's not very helpful. And then into flat back. And let's do that again. Pressing down into the ground to create lift. It's like a game of opposites. And then into flat back. Let's have 2 more like this. A cat stretch. and a flat back. We're going to finish off with one final cat stretch that we hold still. So we're going up and then we're going to hold it. And then we're going to take that held shape and ease it back towards the heels for angry cat. Hold yourself there. My heels are down, my hips are higher. I come back through into flat back. And then I track myself forward to where I started. Press the ground, tuck your tailbone, ease yourself back into angry cat. Let the spine wave its way back through to flat back. And then track forward to where you started. It's 4 separate movements. Cat stretch, angry cat, a spinal wave, and then a forward track. Let's do that again. Cat stretch, angry cat, the spinal wave, and then track forwards. Hold yourself here, 4-point kneeling. Slide one leg out behind you, and then all the way out to the side. I'm going to put my foot flat. If it won't go flat on its side, it's fine. Okay, we begin by tracking back and forth. So the spine stays level, and you're just easing back and forth and sensing what your inner thigh thinks of that. Let's do a couple more, and then we're going to add in that cat stretch sequence with our leg out to the side. So here we go. On this one, we come all the way back, and then we cat stretch, angry cat, spinal wave, and return. Cat stretch, angry cat, spinal wave, and return, making it as flowing as you can. We've got one more. And then you're going to bring that leg back in and switch around and do the other side. So we start off with tracking back and forth, so there's no spinal waving just yet. And then from there, you're going to go into your cat stretch, your angry cat, your spinal roll, and then return. 3 more, just like that. Last one. Roll the pelvis all the way through and then return. Bring your leg back underneath you. Widen your knees out, and then you're going to sit back into a shell stretch or a child's pose and take a moment's rest. Walk your arms around to one side for a side stretch. And then you're going to take yourself off to the other side and do the same thing over there. Let's do that one more time each side. So over to one side. And then over to the other. And then you'll come back to the center and you'll lift yourself back up into 4-point kneeling. And we're going to add in a bit of spinal rotation. So this one's called thread the needle. You're going to take one of your arms along the floor. So it goes underneath you and off to the side. Coming back up And then you're going to go the other way. So I put my arm down on the floor and then I slide it away. And we do that one more time on each side. And back up. And then over. Okay, coming all the way back up. You're now going to spin yourself around so that you're sat in the middle of the mat. Your knees are bent and your feet are flat. Hands on the outsides of your knees, and we're going to do roll back. Just to the length of your own arm, and then you'll come all the way back up. Right up onto your sit bones if you can. Pelvic tilt and around your spine and rock back to the length of your own arm and then all the way back up onto your sit bones. So it's a little bit of pressure on the sides of the knees. Holding myself at that distance. Feeling the back of the pelvis meet the floor. So it feels like it's meeting the floor and looking for the floor. So whatever bit is touching, the next bit tries to find the ground. And that's how we get more pelvic tilt. So we try to make sure our back doesn't haul us down. And instead, the pelvis goes looking for the floor. Okay, this time to here and then hold it. Add more pelvic tilt. I'll see if I can keep talking through this. It's quite difficult. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go a little bit further and the hands will slide down the thighs and then we come back up. Hands to the sides of the knees, a gentle press, a pelvic tilt. Increase the pelvic tilt. Let the hands slide halfway down the legs. Exhale all the way back up. Trying to get a deeper and stronger contraction into your core. Using those little steps to get there. One more like this. Pelvic tilt. Increase the pelvic tilt. Let the hands track. Exhale your way back up. On this one, you go all the way to the mat and we stay there. All the way down until your head touches. Bring your heels a little bit closer and rest your hands on your thighs. Lift one leg up into tabletop and then put it down. So I'm creating a little bit of push with my hands so that I've got something to work against. Trying to find this feeling that my core is pulling my leg. Let's take 4 more like this. And 3. And 2. And last one. Take one leg up and hold it there. And then bring the other leg up as well. Maybe hold on to the backs of your legs a little bit and see if you can bring the back edge of your pelvis into the floor a little bit stronger. So I'm going to call that the belt edge of your pelvis, where a belt might sit. I'm going to try and anchor that down. Bring your arms by your sides now. And now we toe tap. One foot down and then back up. Other foot down and then back up. And that belt edge stays put. It's your anchor that you lengthen away from and then return back to. The leg lengthens away from the anchor and then returns back to it. Let's take an inhale as the leg lengthens away, and then exhale as we return back to it. Four more. Two more. Last one. And then you're going to hold on to your right leg behind the thigh and let your left leg come down to the mat and then slide it away. Pull your knee in towards your chest. Ease the stretch out a little bit and then straighten to the ceiling and bend back. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. We've got a couple more and then you're going to hold your leg up in the air. 2. Last one and hold. Point and flex your foot up in the air. And you can keep hold of your leg for this first one. We're going to take it across to the opposite hip and then circle it away and bring it back up. It's quite a small circle. So let your arms again dictate the size of that circle. We're not going to drift too far away. If you find it difficult, it is okay to do it with a bent leg. You can also keep hold of your thigh, whether your leg is straight or bent. Do one more in this direction. Change and go the other way. We inhale away, we exhale, pull back up. We inhale away and exhale, pull back up. Two more. Last one. Hold in and then change legs. The leg is going to go all the way down and the other one's going to come all the way up. Let's get a good stretch out of the shape first. Then we ease away a little bit so that we can bend and straighten. And then you hold and off you go into your circles. Across, circle round and up. Across, exhale round and up. Inhale across, exhale the up. 2 more. Change direction, go the other way. Pull that knee in for a stretch. And then place it on the floor. Drag the other one up so that it's all on the floor. Widen your feet out, let both knees drop to one side. And coming back up. And then dropping to the other side. one way. Up. And then the other way. And back up. Okay. Walk the feet back in so that they're knees bent, feet flat again. And we're going to bring one leg into tabletop and then the other. Put your hands behind your head and lift your head a little bit off the floor. Take your right leg and straighten it to the ceiling. Bend it back down. Take the left leg and straighten it. Bend it back down. This is a modified single leg stretch. Every time we straighten the leg, we want to push the belt edge of the pelvis into the floor. So it feels like the back of the pelvis goes down as the leg goes up. So 4 more. And 3. And 2. And then we're going to go straight into a modified double leg stretch. So both legs go up. Both legs come back to tabletop. Every time the legs go up, the belt edge of the pelvis looks for the floor. So we've got 2 points pushing down, that belt edge of the pelvis and the lowest 4 ribs. Backing your body into the floor to make the shape rise into the air. It's like a seesaw or a game of opposites. 2 more. Last one, hold those legs up, keep them there. And then we do a modified scissors. So it's just a split shape. Still focusing on the back of your pelvis and your lowest 4 ribs. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bend both your knees in. Place your head down. Place your legs down. Slide them away and take a long stretch on the floor. Roll onto your side and push yourself up to seated. And you'll take your feet out into a wide V. Arms out to the sides. We're going to twist our body so it lines up with one of our legs. And then we stop it there, but the arms keep going until they also line up with the leg. Then we fold forwards. Uncurl all the way back up. And then do the same thing on the other side. So you rotate your body until it lines up with your leg. The arms keep going until they line up with the leg. And then you fold forwards. And we just switch from side to side. A long exhale for 3 and 2 and 1. Inhale as you change. Exhale. Inhale as you change. You don't have to grab your foot as you forward bend. It's my own bad habit. It helps me with my stretch. So if you can reach and you want to, it is okay to help yourself into a little bit more stretch with the help of your own hand if you feel like it. However, it is harder to do it with your core. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to take 1 more to each side. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. All the way back up. Let your arms come down, bring your legs together, and then you're going to switch around onto your front. So your legs are going to come behind you and in line, and then you're going to lie down, face down on the floor. Press your pelvis into the ground to lift your low back bones up into the skin. Let your eyes glance forward of the mat and then slightly up. And then we're going to lower all the way back down again. So we've got a modified swan. Press the pelvis into the floor. Let your low back bones lift away from that press. And then let your eyes guide the rest of the spine where you're going to go. Pelvis into the ground. Low back bones up into the skin. Breastbone forwards. Eyes lifting. Gentle hands on the floor. Pelvis, low back, breastbone, eyes, and lower back down. Let's have two more like that. Pelvis, low back bones, breastbone, eyes. Last one. Pushing the pelvis into the ground to lift the low back bones into the skin. Let those lifting low back bones guide your breastbone forward and up. And then the eyes are rising too. Lower all the way down. Push yourself up and back into a shell stretch, child's pose. Tuck your tailbone under to get some rounding in your back. Turn yourself over and lay yourself down for shoulder bridge. All the way back down. Bring your heels fairly close in. And then you're going to push down through your feet and lift your hips up. Uncurl all the way back down again. Feet push, hips lift. Fidget if you need to. Exhale and uncurl all the way back down. Last one. All the way up. All the way down. And then from there, you're going to send your legs long and roll onto your side. Arm out long as a pillow, or if you prefer, propped up. I don't mind which one you pick. This one is my preference, so that's where I'm going to go. Bend your knees and line your heels up with your tailbone. Lift your feet, heels touching. Open and close for oysters. We're going to see if we can feel the mat underneath us and use that to help give the strength to the top leg. So you're going to push the side of your pelvis down into the mat to push your knee up to the ceiling. So we push downwards to create lift on the other side. The hand that's in front of me also does the same. So at the moment of work, I push my hand and my hip into the mat to create lift in that top leg. Couple more. Last one. And then you're going to bring your legs back together. Draw them in a little bit. Push yourself up. Spin the legs around. Lay down on the other side. And we'll do the same thing on this side. So the knees are going to bend a little bit. The heels line up with your hips. The heels lift and lower that top leg. Pushing down through the side of your hip. And pushing down through the hand that's on the floor in front of you. Two more. And then you're going to let your legs settle. And from this position, draw yourself up to a mermaid side sit. So we've got both our legs hooked on top of each other. And then your arm goes right around the ankle to help hold you in place. Take a high reach and then side bend towards your folded legs. All the way back down and over. All the way back up and across. All the way up and over. All the way back up. It is fine to do this exercise on a seat if your seat is stable and heavy enough, something like a sofa chair. You can sit on it and just side bend from side to side if the leg shape is too tricky. Okay, this is your last one. And then from there, you're going to come up to upright and take your legs out in front of you. And then draw them back in so the soles of your feet are touching. Lean yourself forwards into an inner thigh stretch. It is okay to add a little bit of bouncing if you think that is helpful. You take one hand behind you and give your pelvis a little bit of a push forwards so that your pubic bone angles itself closer to the floor. And then you're going to take those legs out of that stretch, give them a little shake, swing them around to the other side. Hook your hands and off we go for mermaid on this side. All the way down. All the way back up. All the way down. All the way back up. Into this one, we come out of the shape. The hands come around onto the mat and you pivot into the last thing, which is your push-up series. Forward so that you form a long diagonal from your knees to your shoulders. And then it's tiny elbow bends. If you want to, you can be in a box push-up shape. It will reduce the amount of work you feel. But otherwise, going for that little bit of a challenge to finish. Elbows bending, elbows straightening. Two more. Last one, and then all the way back into the child's pose. And then from there, curling your toes under and stretching the soles of your feet. And then walking your hands back. Pushing your heels down, lifting your hips up. I'm in a forward bend now. And then I roll all the way back up to standing. Taking a minute to find my balance. And then from here, you're going to lean forward ever so slightly onto your toes so that you can push your heels up. Take your arms up. Hold the balance. And then circle your arms around as your heels come down. And then a shoulder roll. And then give your arms a shake to finish. Thank you for joining me next week. Bye.